Hello, this is Marion Penna coming to you from seemstobeso.com. I am again still participating in the Photo Fun blog hop, and I'm making my second video. So I'm in a queue and I've just cropped the picture of my brother Lyman, and now I'm going to show you how to add photos to your quilt block. What you need to do once you get past your cropping and any further editing that you need to do, like if you wanted to skew it or twist it or rotate or that kind of thing, there are other options here in the photo layout that you can do, and these are not anything I'm really that familiar with, so I really can't go into details with you here. But I'm going to switch to my quilt block, or work on my block table. Then I have already created a set of blocks that I am using for this project, and as you can see, I've also got a quilt in place, and I'm going to show you now how I would add a photo to my quilt blocks. So I'm just going to put my little quilt block into the window so that it is there to show you, and then I'm going to come back up to my sketchbook. I'm going to come down to photos and find the picture of my brother. This is the one that's cropped. I'm not going to use that for right now because when you see it in the layout, it looks very different, and I'll show that to you as part of this process. But for now, I'm just going to copy this one to fabrics. And that's exactly where it's going to go. It's going to come in here to my fabrics. You can see how it shows up. Ideally, this is not the way to do this, but for now, this is a good method, and I'm going to show you how to work that out. So I'll close my sketchbook, and I'm going to come over here to color, and as you can see, it's already colored. But I want to add the picture of my brother so I can kind of see how this will look in here. Ooh, what'd I do? Oh, I think I know what's wrong. Just a second. Okay, the problem is fixed, and I'll tell you what I did. Because I wanted to make this a dimensional block when I pieced this together, I chose to enlarge the square in the middle, and what that did was, I enlarged it all the way to this outer point, because to me with the black, I'm going to cut the black strips, and then I'm going to fold them in half to make them like a little frame. I'll show you how that's stitched out because I have actually created this wall hanging with these blocks. So anyway, my bigger block was showing up on the top because that was the block I created last. So I had to change that out so that I could show you how I added this block here. So what's cool about this is then you can come to your fussy cut tool, and if it's not showing on your taskbar here, you can right click and choose add, remove, and you probably can't see that because that probably is better. The camera angle is probably not, it's set to a certain size of the software. So anyway, you would just right click and choose add or remove buttons, and you can see all the options you have here. You can choose which ones you want to add, which ones you want to take away, and that kind of thing. So what I wanted to do here was show you how to fussy cut your image in here. And this one probably isn't the right way to go because this is tiling up, but you can see how it gives you an idea of how you can see your photo in your fabric to see if it's going to work or not before you print it out, because having experienced that for the first time today, I can honestly say that I definitely need to learn more about printing photos on fabric. But I did get my project made, and while I did waste a lot of the photo fabric itself, I did learn some lessons on what I need to be improving on. So anyway, what would have helped me a lot was being able to see the photo in the block. And the only way I could think of to do that was to make it a fabric, because you cannot bring a photo into the quilt block. You can, however, bring it into the layout. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up my quilt that I created, and this is not going to work because these blocks are too large. So I'll just have to quickly create that. I'm going to bring this down to 3 by 3. And then this doesn't always work properly for me. I don't know what I do wrong. But when I go to add my blocks, I don't always have the greatest of luck getting them to show up properly. And so, of course, it's obviously going to work for me today. I do not know why. And it is possible that I may not be able to get this to still not work properly. So I'm just kind of guessing here, because I think that I didn't put my other block in the sketchbook, so it's not gonna work for me. But I think I can do it on this other block, so I'm just going to do that. So this was my layout for the quilt, the wall hanging that I made, and I wanted to see how the photos would look in it. Now you have two options here. Because I have added it to fabrics, I could possibly add it here as well. But you could also come to your photos. And this is where you will get lost, because for me, I was not happy to find out that this would happen. As you can see, this is not cool because then I can't see.
Avast virus database has been updated.
Isn't that nice? I have to find I've just installed Avast, so I'll have to find the setting that turns that off. But anyway, I apologize. And anyway, it kind of takes away from what you're trying to do to see the photo in the actual quilt block, and so that's why it is better to try and get it to work via the fabric option. That is when I want to see it in a quilt block anyway. So I mean, I could add all my pictures to my fabrics so that I could put them all in here and see how that worked. And while you can do that here in the quilt layout, you can also do it at the quilt block, so you can see how it works in the quilt block first. And you can play around with it in the quilt block as well. You don't get the fussy cut option here, so you're kind of stuck with what it gives you here, but it does give you that ability to at least see and work with your photos in your layout. Now I'm going to make this little clause and say that this is just how I figured out how to do photos and how they work for me. This may not be the proper way, and there probably is a better way to do it, but this is what I figured out on my own without any help, other than the help file that didn't help me much anyway. So this is what I do when I play with photos, and because I really want to make a memory quilt for my family, I have been playing with photos recently, and I did buy a bunch of paper last year just so I could do that. But nobody wants to send me photos, so the photos I've had to get, other than what I already have from years gone by, are from Facebook, and obviously not the best quality. I'm going to open my folder real quick and show you the quilt, the wall hanging that I did make, and that will be the end of this lesson. Now here's the wall hanging that I made, and this is pictures of my family, my brothers, my my mother and my father and my grandparents and my sister and her children. And my husband is here as well. I made them out of batiks, kind of following the scheme I did in Yahoo, an electric quilt in the first place. And I'm actually very pleased with the turnout. As you can see here with these frames, I turned these under, and all I did was when I stitched them, I just kind of basted them onto the photo itself from the printed fabric. And then I stitched on this part of the block, and this triangle, and this triangle. And so when you, if you wanted to, you could actually lift up that little section and see the rest of my sister's hair if you wanted, you know, or her skin. But the reason why I did that is because I wanted to give a framed effect. I didn't feel like I would get that with 1 3/4 inches. So I chose to make that smaller. And the other advantage to doing that is that it allowed me to enlarge that middle square and create, be able to use more of that photo fabric, because it is expensive and I did waste a lot. I actually printed out 9 sheets, and as you can see I have 9 pictures, but all of these are the ones I printed out, and some of the pictures are not great quality and others were of original decent quality. So some of them are pictures from years gone by, but overall I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out, and I'm very excited to see what my sister thinks of it. So well, she may hate it, who knows, but anyway, this is what I did for this photo fun blog hop, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you can learn something from it. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye for now.